All right, Senor Ortiz, are you ready to get this thing kicked off, brother?
Man, let's do it.
Let's do it. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Administrators Podcast. This is your host, KT, and my co-host,
JoJo, baby. What's up, everybody?
What it do, brother? How you been feeling in these streets, man? What you say? You heard me?
Huh?
I said, how you been feeling in these streets, man?
Oh, man, hey, dude, market has me kind of down, but I'm also optimistic about the turnaround coming, hopefully. I'm happy to say that JoJo's Collectibles on YouTube is out there, so y'all check it out. But man, we're just trying to grind with that end of the year work, man.
Yeah, that end of the year work, man. But that's all right, man. You take you a rip and sip. You know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. Hey, man, look, man, for me, I am glad that the rodeo is over. I did my 4 days. I told him, man, this is year 10. Of course, we stopped for the pandemic, but so not consecutive, but over a span. I took off my 2015 badge today to put the 2025 on, man. So I say been 10 years, man. Been just associated with this thing, man. Dude, I don't never go. I've been to like 4 concerts, man. I don't never get nothing pretty much out of it, bro.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you see the same people you've been seeing for 10 years, bro. You see them once a year. Y'all turn up, then you be like, all right, I'll see y'all next year. And then you never talk to them again, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, man, it's been other than that, like you say, work is going down, brother.
Well,
work is crazy.
Boy, that work. Woo.
Yeah. But we gonna make it though, bro. All right, so I guess, man, without further ado, man, let's get into a little bit of this news. Get this thing going. Let's go. So, in today's news, let me try to pull this back up here. So, according to Market Watch, analysts are cutting first quarter forecasts more than normal, yet they still expect growth. And so, what it says, Earnings Watch, also, let's make note of that, GameStop, Dollar Tree, Lululemon, and I'll report this week. But President Trump's tariffs have made consumers, the Federal Reserve, and Wall Street more worried about the economy. But as investors turn their attention to first quarter results in the week ahead, much of corporate America is still expected to put up a profit gain. And so when what they're saying in this is before the first quarter results got closer to coming out, everybody said that they would be an 11 or more than 11%. Now that the earnings are getting close to coming out, they are now pushing back on the percentages, saying that it's going to be 7.1% increase in earnings per share in the first quarter. And so you have two sides to that coin. On one side of this, you have people saying, well, what they're doing is they're dialing the numbers back so that the stocks can perform better and in turn makes them run more. So that's what one people say. But when you listen and you know that Uncle Jerome was outside last week, Jerome Powell last week said that the uncertainty over the economy was unusually elevated. And Goldman Sachs analysts on Friday said that the sharply bearish turn in investors' attitudes this month rivaled that seen in 2022 when the Fed began hiking interest rates in an effort to curb inflation. So lastly, what I want to talk about is according to FactSet, the vast majority of analysts covering big tech names. So remember what we always say, in this type of economy, buy good companies. I talked to y'all about Microsoft. If I didn't, let's talk about it today. Microsoft, like it's $300. It's Microsoft. Let's talk about it. The vast majority of analysts covering these big tech names like Microsoft, Amazon, NVIDIA recommend buying those stocks. However, concerns about a bubble continuing to hang over the artificial intelligence boom And those companies have played a big part in driving index's overall growth in recent quarters. So I understand what they're saying about the bubble, but at the end of the day, that's still Microsoft, that's still Amazon, and that's still Nvidia, which were all going before the AI bubble,
right?
And have got bigger. So hey, this is not financial advice, but just like pay attention. Man, what you got to say on that news, Jose?
I just think that we've been talking a lot about those companies, and I think that going back to our beginning podcast where we talked about where you put your money, is like you put your money with good companies. Sure, this AI thing came along and everybody started pumping that up, but if you were to take all that away, these companies are still good companies, and they're whether they make money, lose money here and there, they're not going to go anywhere. And so I think that this is an opportunity where if you're not playing the market every day for your puts and your calls, during this tough time, then you need to start thinking about where you're going to be putting the money long term, because stocks don't go up forever and stocks don't go down forever. So they're not going to go to zero. So I think it's time to start thinking about where is that money that you have going to go.
I agree with that, brother, because like you say, I was looking on TV and they said it best: when you're making an omelet, you got to break a few eggs. And so I don't know what that means, but I do know that there's some egg breaking right now going on in our economy in the world.
Yeah. And
so, Lord, I hope that an omelet come out of this, because if not, it's gonna kill the profits.
Man.
Oh no. I didn't want to do the horn to killing the profits. All right, y'all. What we'll do, let's take a quick break, and when we get back, let's go into our heat check. We'll be right back. Hold up, man. Nice little. Right there, man. Hey, welcome back to the Administrators Podcast. This is KT with my co-host
JoJo.
Hey, look, y'all, we are in the game. Just got through talking about this Trump and the tariffs. Remember, we're always looking at how those tariffs are affecting the economy. And so, as they said, a lot of people are being afraid. And so analysts are starting to roll back their profit gains, which was over 11%. But just up until maybe last week, now they're saying 7%. But we are in two camps, right? We're saying that Jerome Powell saying it is looking scary out here. It's unusually uncertain. That's what his words were. Unusually uncertainty. But we also have people saying that they are just dialing those numbers back just to make things bigger. So two camps. You want to know more about that, go check out the news. Next up, we have the heat check. And now let's take a little deeper dive into the markets. All right, in this week's heat check. Whoa, it's going down there. All right. In this week's heat check, let's check and look and see what do we have that is starting to take flight around this thing. I'll tell you the first thing looking at this, it tells me that some places are turning around. It goes back into what we said about the companies. When you look at what companies are doing their thing, we got Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, Tesla, Costco, Google, Meta. Hold up, wait a minute. I'm getting the wheel of death. So we got so many. Hold on, wait. Okay, can you see me?
Yeah.
Wow, don't know what just happened. Like, that's crazy. Okay, yeah. So we got so many, man, that are in the green. Look at JPM over here. Dang, JPM kind of getting out that quick, ain't it? Whoa, let's check that out. All right, so man, what do you think? What is this telling you, Jose?
Well, what I've noticed the past couple weeks is that we've been getting demolished when it comes to our certain tech, almost everything really. There was a glimpse of hope in oil for a little bit there, but now as we're starting to see patches of green and the darker red, so the numbers are we starting to see a turn? Is what I'm looking at. I know that the last time we spoke, I had mentioned, thinking about starting to have that cash sitting there. And then I know last week and the week before, I started looking at, some calls for January. So now we're looking at, is this starting to turn? You still got your green and your darker green, but are we going to hit that bright green to where we're all fully back? But it's going to take some time. And I'm thinking, when I looked at this on Friday, I thought that could it be the beginning of a turnaround? But again, too, with all turnarounds, you don't want it to just shoot up automatically. So still expect some patches of, red and some of the darker green until we start to, just fully recover based on the climate, the climate of what's going on in the world. So
because we know April 2nd is when all of the retaliatory tariffs, say that 3 times, when all of those start to take place. And so then we have to see what happens because that's going to be big numbers. And so we don't know what will be the reaction if they go into play. It could come April 2nd and something happens and they don't go into play. You just never know. And so I think that is why you see as much red as you do, because we know that when only the mega caps come to the party, ain't nobody else partying too much, right? So we got to see a little bit more green before we just really get in our feels of saying, we back, but not yet, y'all. All right, let's go over to our fear and greed, and let's see what people are really saying about how they spending the money. Okay, we are still in extreme fear, but I will say, look at where we were 1 week ago. We were at a 20. We're now moving up to a 23. And so when we put this into just buy or sell terms, we say begin to open your positions in extreme fear. If you want to add a little bit, you can still add around fear. Neutral, you want to hold. Round about greed, you want to start looking to see if you're going, what's the last play? Because by the time you get here, you better be getting ready to sell, right? You want to sell at the top. You don't want to buy over here. You want to see what's going to happen. Let that thing ride because you have been courageous, brave, thoughtful, and intentional as you've been building up your positions over here. Because we know, as Jose said, nothing goes down forever. Nothing goes up forever. So what are you doing in between extreme fear and fear when the mall is on sale to get the bag? What you got to say on that, Jose?
I totally agree. I think that a lot of people have that fear themselves that, you got a market that's continually going down. So you don't want to do anything that to jeopardize any funds that you have. And I also think, too, that one of the things that we've talked about in the previous podcast, especially at the beginning, is the one-liner that we keep talking about: when people are fearful, be greedy; when people are greedy, be fearful. But it's all about managing that risk. And so if you go back to our second, third podcast, just because you're buying doesn't mean you got to spend all your money. And so you have to manage what you have and manage that risk that you're going to take, because when you get into the market at these lows, any reward is a reward. And so whether you're investing $2 or $2 million, you have to think of it as where is my money going to end up going? Because if that $2 grows to $200, that's $200 you didn't have. So you have to think about it, managing that risk, but at the same time knowing having a good foundation of what you want to do with that money and where you want to put it. And so I think that people also make the mistake of when everybody else is buying and it's all elevated up at the top, that's when you want to get in. And I think you have to beat the people to the punch.
Yeah. And the people who doing that are buying right now.
Mm-hmm.
Just a nibble. All right. Let's go over to our VIX. So this is an indicator of just the volatility in the market. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been very, 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 very volatile in this market here. So right now the VIX is at a 19.28. The last close was 19.8, and it opened at 20.02. So the 52 week is 65, eesh, and the 52 low is a 10. Now that had to be a good time right there. Oh my God, that was a lot of money around there. I don't know when that was, but my God. All right, so as we can look over here, let's get a little closer to where we at. What was this? The 18th. So this is our last week, right? So we're talking about end of last week. VIX spiked up to 21, and as you can see, we have been on a decline ever since. Something happened. We got a little foolishness, but a spike up. But nevertheless, here we are here. And then as the bell closed Friday, we did make a run for the top. And so that's why you see this VIX take a dive like it did. Was a little small pullback in after hours, but nothing too crucial. So we'll be looking to see what we get from the VIX this week. Because I don't know if people front running what's going to happen, or is this about to be a bunch of bull traps? But hey, could be real out here, man. What you got, Jose?
I mean, I think going back to what we just talked about, man. You got to keep watching that VIX because the volatility is out there. But you have to keep up with it and keep track of it because you don't want to miss an opportunity. To do something with some money that you might have sitting there for the rebound, and just manage that risk.
I'm telling you, man, manage that risk because my God, that's the only thing that's been killing me, man. As a day trader, man, I get into it, don't have enough time to sit there, stop. Oh my God. Man, bro, that stop loss is so crucial, man. My God. All right, y'all, that will do it for the heat check. What we'll do is let's take us another quick break. And when we get back, we're going into trading with Ortiz. We'll be right back. All right, y'all, welcome back to the Administrators Podcast. I am KT with my co-host.
JoJo, baby.
Hey, we are in the building. Look, y'all, every week, Ortiz has been coming through with them. It's been kind of quiet in his markets, but we probably could still all predict what JoJo about to hit us with right now. So, without further ado, let's get into it.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when
man.
All right, man. Talk to us. What you got for us this week?
is on point. And I'm gonna go back to what we were talking about earlier today when we were talking about the market and who has been down and what in the world is happening. And I want you to take a look at this chart right here. This is Tessie. Okay, so Tesla, wow, has been getting beat down.
Pummeled.
Beat down. And so we've got some, thinking to do as to whether or not what is Tesla all about. Are they legitimate like we wanted to think, or are they just going to continue to break down? So Elon Musk made some comments and some other folks about, that the Tesla overreaction to all the stuff that he was doing Tesla's going to rebound. Tesla is a car company. Tesla is an electric company. Tesla has robotics. Tesla has those power grids. Tesla has stuff going on. Yes, Elon Musk has SpaceX about to do his thing, but pay attention to the end of this chart. And so, there's one more that I was talking to KT about, that we could start to see a potential shift and a potential reversal based on this little star right here. And then, of course, if we can continue and form a bull flag at the end of this flag staff that we started on this chart. So our RSI right now is 39. We are still below 50, which is still way below 70. We just crept out of the oversold. Tesla hit a 19, y'all, a 19 RSI. And so we shot up. And so we hovered around this 30 for a while, and now we're starting to break out. If you pay close attention to the MACD, though, these lines crossed and they started to separate. So we've got our 200 and our 16-day, 20-day, and they are, gapping apart from each other. So it could signal a little bit of a breakthrough. Now, if we break through and we can get past this 248 area, I look forward to get to around this area. I'm sorry, that's way too high. But this 270, could we hit 270? Of course we could. But our first stop would be 256, around 260. If we can break through that, I think Tesla has a good chance to rebound. Now, of course, when we continue to rebound, we're going to continue to have a little bit of a sell-off, but people are going to take profits. So I'm not saying that Tesla's going to hit 300 in 2 days. But I think that we have to be, looking at these levels of where we're starting to see Tesla break out of the downtrend that we're in now. We're not out of the waters yet, because, we have to break through and we have to push through that 250 area. So we got a few more dollars to go up, but we also can have some downsizing as well because of just the way the overall climate of the market is. Speaking of which, so I wanted to spend some time talking about the SPY. One thing that I was talking to KT last night is that if you look at this chart on the 1 month, and we were also starting to see a little pennant action here at the end, but if you look at the 1 year, you can see that this sharp downtrend happened. And we did say that we were looking around the 250 area. If y'all recall, on not too long ago on one of our shows, we said we were looking for SPY to get to that 250 area, and it did. It hit. There was some time. Let me see. If we go back to the 7-day, we were down around in that low 255, 250 area, guys. So, we were, 249 is where we hit. And so did we recover a little bit? Yes. Are we starting to recover some more? Yes. So I think SPY is starting to form a bull flag at the end of the month and the year charts, and with our RSI starting to gradually pick up as well. So I think we could be seeing a little bit of a turnaround. But if you go into this this chart right here, you can see that we have been steady beat up in the SPY. And so, a little bit of a little run right here. But now we're starting to level off. And I think, in the words of some of the other gurus out there, SPY is starting to consolidate, and people are starting to step in to accumulate. And so I think we'll fluctuate in this zone for a little bit. I think we'll be around the 270s at the top and around, maybe the 255 area at the bottom for a little bit. I think we'll trade sideways. But I do think that we are starting to see an uptick in some positivity with that. So SPY overall, if you don't get into anything, if you don't, want to trust any of the stocks out there, SPY is definitely your S&P 500. It goes with the market, so that's one that you can consider. I know that there was one stock in particular that I brought up a while back, and I also know that if I'm going to look at the 7-day chart, y'all, because we mentioned this stock when it was getting beat up because of all the stuff happening, we talked about it at 150. I hope y'all remember that we had gotten in, and then we had talked about, let's go ahead, and right around this area we were talking about it, and we started dipping, right? And so when we got around this point, I want to say about 140, 150, I mentioned, guys, start to accumulate more, and we kept on going for a little bit, but we did hit 130, y'all. 130, 135, we hit it. And so now 225, almost 230, y'all. If you were there with us at 130 $1 ago, and you added, if you added 100 shares and paid $130, you have now made $100. So profit. And I know that sometimes we think about, because I at one point said, okay, we're selling off a lot. So, and I was patient, I bought some more. And so now we're starting to see that even though, there was a time in which it was 250, and right around this area. And here we started talking about it, how good it was. But I also mentioned that we would get a pullback. And so did I expect it to go all the way down to here? No, I did not. But it did. And what did you do? And how did you react to that is the question. And so now you have to think about that. We're on this uptrend again. So you may not want to get in right now. So let it cool off a little bit, because I do think this could be something to keep long term. And so that's where I'm at with, the overall market, that R&R or RR, and then of course Tesla. Didn't really talk about Apple because y'all know Apple, and y'all know that it's been up, it's been down. If you had some calls, took their money, but Apple's going to find its way. But I did expect that because Apple did have a relatively good run there for a month or so. So expect that pullback, because when SPY was struggling, Apple was still trying to make its way up. So, we've come back down to 210 or so with Apple. So definitely something that I'm still looking at, but I think that Tesla, it might be getting close to that turnaround.
Well, all I know is I'm finna keep going. So I will be picking up a few more tomorrow. Waiting on Nike, trying to see if I can get Nike down to about 59. Whew, if I can get Target at about 79, 89. My God, man. So let's just check it out. One more thing I wanted to present before we get out of this segment is right here. So just taking a look at the earnings for this week, so we can tell that we got some home sales and the home market been struggling. Let's also look here. So I want you to remember this company, Allurion. We'll talk about that a little bit inside of our platform probing that's coming up next. We got Chewy coming, Dollar Tree. So let's really see, man. Remember that Canaan? My God, that's terrible. Oh man, we got the GameStop coming up. I don't know what happened with GameStop, man. Okay, but just a few of them to check out for this week. So now let me see if I can get back to our man. I don't even know how to get back to the market sentiment for the week, y'all. I don't even know how to do it. And I think we'll just roll on out of there. Yeah, I don't know how to get there. Yeah, it's a lot, bro. The Discord is very busy. So, well, I guess that'll do it for that part. Just I don't know how much. I'll look and see what kind of data we got coming out, and I'll try to fill you all in before we get out of here on that type of information, because we do know that we do have some data that's coming out weekly, and it does keep us pretty on our toes, especially at this time right now. All right, I think that will do it. We'll take a quick break, and when we get back, let's do a little platform rollback. All right, y'all, platform probing. Let's go. All right, y'all. In this week's platform probing, I want to take a look at a few things. But first off, I want to go back and talk about this Allurion Technologies. So they do have earnings that is coming up. I did jump into this a little bit last week. And so I was able, my God, what happened? I was able to get in at probably around 337. So you think about right up in here somewhere. And of course was able to take it all the way up to about, what is this? About 390. So it did hit a little closer. It did hit a little bit more. So we got it here. This was Thursday. We got up to like 417. And so right now it is back here. I do have my stop loss set, but right now I'm just holding to kind of see what's going to happen for this earnings takeover. So we'll see how we doing right there for the platform probing. But this is what I want to talk about. I don't know, just like Jose said, kind of with the rich tech robotics, you know, we talked about this a little while back. So I kind of just want to go back in, y'all, and kind of show y'all. Let's see if we can get into this daily chart here. So we can see the Archer Aviation and where it's been going here. So we go back, and we even go back to here where we at on March 11th. This was 665. Right now, on March 25th, it is 872. February, it had got all the way up to, let's see, that's still no. February 18th, it had got all the way up to 1176. And so what I want to show you, one, is even if you look at the daily chart, you see that we are getting ready to cross back above the 60. So once it crosses on top of here, it could be something real. If you go down to your 4-hour chart, look what's happening on the 4-hour chart. We have nothing. We got our 9 EMA about to get ready to cross over there. And so that could say that we are headed to the sky. So this is just another reason to kind of check this out, especially if they close right here and especially if this close right here and we got another one that just like goes on top. Oh my God. It's over, y'all. It's over. So make sure that you are checking that out. Right here for the RZLV. Remember what I told y'all, this was all AI is one of the long terms that we're looking at. So let's look and see if you can see where we at. We were 127. When was this? March 10th, right? And so let's go back and look at our weeklies. Let's look at our weeklies and see where we at. So yeah, we got 124, all of those pieces right there. That's where some of our lows was. All right, so I guess we'll just come back over here. So now, understanding that 123, 124 is the lows. Remember, we are long-term accumulating on this. And so where are we now? We are at 166, right? So you just thinking, you buying 1,000 of them, 124, 10,000 of them, 5,000 of them, you moving 30 cents. That could be $3,000 easy, right? You know, so just thinking about just penny stocks, what they do. You don't really want to overstay your welcome, but these are some of the ones that do have potential for long term. So you can hold them, you can trade them. Either way, you're gonna still make your money. Now, as we get through, this is, oh my God. First off, Jose, can you check out Starbucks for me, man? I just want to know the RSI and the and where's the MACD at for Starbucks, man?
All right,
Because 97, I'm thinking it's still time, man. I'm thinking it's still time, man.
Oh yeah, let me look at that real quick.
All right, so we still,
so RSI is 39.
Okay. RSI is 39.
MACD,
And
we got a little bit of a gap on there for the MACD to cross on to the bottom still, but I think that 39, we getting close, dude. We getting close to buying.
Yeah, because the thing I want to look at is, for me, whenever something comes back to the monthly test, you always kind of want to keep your eyes out. And so if you can see right here, December 24th, it got down here, but it hasn't been here yet. Now we have retested this. This is our 20 EMA. And so it was at 94, 92. And you can see that we did find support right there. And so you just kind of want to keep your eye on this one to see what's going to happen next. Because we know if it came from 116, there's always a big chance that it's at least going to get back up to 116 before it drops again. So that could be a time for you to kind of get in and catch a little bit of that of what's going on. And last but not least, this is where I'm thinking of buying a leap this week. Once again, as we say, we don't know what's happening as far as the turnarounds, but I do know that QQQ can't stay down here forever. We go over to our 4-hour chart, and so we're about to get ready to, we had a little rejection at our 20 EMA, but if this thing pops back up on top of here, I'm going to at least ride it from right here to right here. And we'll make a decision when we get right here on what we're going to do. But I think I at least want to take it from right here. So I will be watching. What I'll do right now is going to set me an alert right there. Oh, real time. All right, we'll set alert right there. But that is what we will be watching. And lastly, y'all, Microsoft. Okay. Let me go over here to it. I just want to look at analyst ratings. Analyst ratings, Microsoft is a strong buy. The 1-year price target for Microsoft is $504.89. Microsoft is currently $391.26. That is $100 away from what's happening. Microsoft got beat up a little bit, but at the end of the day, they are still Microsoft. The 4-hour is still a little rough, but you got to think about it. When something is going down a lot, what you do is you draw your trend lines. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. Let me get my lines. My God. All right, you draw your trend line, and then you say, okay, let me see. You say, okay, what's happening? Hold up. You say, okay, what's that? Am I touching?
No, go. Yeah, right. Yeah.
All right. I'll take it right there. Let's see here. Bam. Yeah, that's pretty much my last ones right here, because I can come out a little bit more. But nevertheless, you've seen what's happened out here. What happens? We came down, we into the ridge, then we traded sideways, and now we have broke the ridge. So therefore, Microsoft was at what? 377. It is now at 391. Don't play no games, y'all. I do see that we got some resistance a little bit overhead, about 394, about 396. We got an EMA. But that's why you got to go long term for this, because we know in our head that people saying it's going to get back to 500. It's Microsoft. Strong buy. Right? So let's just make sure that we are able to kind of jump in there. 45 ratings, strong buy. 9 says buy. 0 says sell or strong sell. Let's not reinvent the wheel, people. Let's go ahead and just go where we know. Good companies. Microsoft Q2 2025 earnings beat expectations, but it fell 0.8% due to a miss in cloud growth. Due to a 0.8% miss in cloud growth and a higher forecast for capital spending. Hey, $500 stock, y'all. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Easy.
Microsoft. And I'm going to go into this one next time, but keep this on your radar. Taiwan Semiconductor. Keep that on the radar, y'all. We're going to talk about this. We're talking about 176, and we're talking about January 225. We're talking about that. Let's talk about it. Because that's money right there. All right. Look, hold on. Wait a minute, man. Damn, look what's happening, bro.
I see. Look at that at the bottom. Yep.
Yeah, we're about to get a little crossover.
Shit,
so that means we might can ride it at least from right here to right here.
Little bull flag, y'all.
Okay. All right. I think I'm going to jump on that tomorrow. Okay. All right. Well, y'all, I think that'll do it for our platform probing. Let's get in here. I think that will do it for our platform probing. Make sure to just take advantage of those. If you missed any of them, go back, watch them, get yourself familiar with these, because as you can see, they are moving slowly but surely, right? You got to pay attention, set your stop loss, manage your risk, but the money is here because the market is on sale. Yeah. I think that would do it, man. Jose, anything else before we close this thing out?
You know, if you don't take everything you got and put it in there, but guys, start to think about what you're gonna buy. It's that time. It's we getting close. I'm telling you,
getting close, man. Getting close. All right. I know Tom Lee said before April 2nd, go make your move.
Yep.
Say that in. All right, y'all. Well, if there's nothing else, we will see you all next week. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Administrators Podcast. This is KT with my co-host
JoJo, baby.
Signing out. 100.
All right.